We are back. Cardinals franchise opening day is upon us. We got spring training, but usually in my series, I feel like spring training is mostly a thing that's simulated, and we really just wait to see the season unfold. And the big reason for that, I think, is when I first started to get back into MLB The Show series, spring training was in a weird spot post-COVID. So it kind of just made more sense to jump straight into opening day. And spring training numbers are kind of fake anyway. Yeah, you can make up the whole point about, guys fighting for roster spots, but after free agency and I guess the offseason in general, we've got a pretty good idea of what the rotation's going to be. Who's going to be the opening day starter? Kyle Leahy didn't exactly have a great showing with his first outing of spring training, but we pick up Clark Schmidt, Michael McGreevy, obviously on the team, Andre Palante, Matthew Liberatore. I don't know who's going to be in here and get another rotation spot. Like if Mick Abel dominates, maybe he could push somebody out, but we have, Liberatore I want to believe in, even though he was bad last year, and I think he's going to be pretty good in real life. Andre Palante was very good. Michael McGreevy was good. I'm hoping Clark Schmidt's going to be good, and we paid him to be good, essentially. We traded for him. He's getting paid a little bit of money, $11.4 million. So he's basically in the rotation. So I don't know what in spring training is going to potentially change that. And then with our lineups, Spencer Jones is not ready to be the everyday first baseman. Nolan Gorman has played first base in real life. I'm hoping that he's going to be our everyday first baseman, can potentially play second or third. J.J. Weatherholt, for now, will be playing third base. I'd like to give it to Joshua Baez out in left field after what he did last year in a small sample was awesome. Maybe Jordan Walker could get displaced. But we pretty much have the team set. The only thing that's really going to change things are injuries. So we'll jump in. I still want these players to do most of the playing. And I want to see what the numbers end up looking like. And we can make some informed decisions off of that. As Weatherholt is on first and Nathan Church is on second. Jordan Walker strides in against one of the game's best and most underrated relievers, Ronnie Henriquez. Hard, high 90s fastball, 5-pitch mix out of the pen. Jordan Walker off to a bit of a slow start here, hitting just 129 in spring training, but it's just spring training. We're hoping for better results over the long season. I do think we got better as he swings and misses a little bit late on a sweeper. And I'm hoping that it results in more wins. I still think we lack that superstar. I can tell you that Bryant Beach, an 18-year-old we just drafted, is not going to be on the team this season. He's not a spring training invite. He's not a part of the picture right now. And there's no game audio, of course. I've got to fix that. But watch this drive. All right, just kidding. 0-2 to Pedro Pages after the Jordan Walker walk. I wish his name was Jordan Home Run. Maybe that would yield more positive results for us. I'm still super excited about Pedro Pages. This guy has been such a consistent beast for us. He just hits. I know the numbers don't exactly back that up, but he just hits. 2-2. Taking the sweeper off the plate. This could be a pitch to hit. And it is, and Pedro Pages rips one back up the middle. That should score two. Here's the play at the plate. Not in time. J.J. Weatherholt scores easily. And your Cardinals take a 6-5 lead here in the top of the ninth. Again, it's just spring training, so it doesn't matter a ton, but it's good to see these guys come out and play, especially players that we need to see hit better, like Victor Scott with runners on the corners. The great part about him coming up is he's a particularly difficult player to double up, which means any type of contact on the ground should score us a run. And They will go around the horn. Throw takes the second baseman off the bag, and everybody's safe. Not going to help the batting average, but speaking of, Gleyber Torres, the new Cardinal, has homered in this game and stolen a base. Quite a combo for his one hit, but hitting .292 in this spring. Having a great start to his Cardinals career in one way, shape, or form, even though it is only spring training. JP, thanks for the tier 1. And we'll hope that Gleyber can be a real force at the top of this lineup that kind of has desperately needed a player like that. Good timing there, but can't put it in play. We don't need Gleyber to, hit 25 or 30 home runs this year. Yes, it'd be nice if he would. And this is going to be tough to double up right in the hole. Only play at 1, and there's no play. Infield single for Gleyber. Can we get some Gleyber Torres emotes in chat? That's the beauty of being live. We have all these great subscribers in the chat, all with access to emotes. Interesting cadence. And the Gleyber Torres emote is available to all subs. It's a rare one, but it's a good thing we picked him up. You can see it in the chat just to the right of me. And some other ones. Benson, thanks for the prime sub. So bases loaded, another guy that for some reason is just hit for us. OPS isn't crazy, but he's been a good player. And a fly out should score a run. Ground ball might be tough, but Yoel Pozo only hitting 125 in this spring training. It's so early, but
nope, that's down.
Takes the slider low. Very good take. Right under the zone. That's a tough 0-2 pitch to leave, but he does just that. Stays alive on the sinker. Anthony Bender throws one of those like bowling ball diving sinkers that is tough to elevate. So he's the perfect ground ball double play guy to have in.
That's outside.
So I guess we're probably hoping that he leaves, something like a sweeper over the heart of the plate, and we can drive it back up the middle or do something else. But there is the single. It's a real chopper, and more luck for this Cardinals team. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. We've had an error that had Victor Scott and everybody else stay safe. We had Gleyber Torres with an infield single. And now Yoel Pozo does the job, is out, obviously, as Jimmy Crooks comes up to hit. You guys probably don't know a lot about Jimmy Crooks, so I'll let you see him. He did homer in the 9th? That surely is untrue. Do we bat around and he's back up to hit? Maybe so. Well, Jimmy Crooks maybe started things off with a homer. He's 1 for 1. And I guess we'll see if we can go 2 for 2 with 2 homers. 3-run shot would certainly end this thing. Can't get that one. Good pitch to hit, really good timing as well. Can't keep it fair. Come on, Crooks. Steal one. And he rips that. Jimmy Crooks. Extra bases again. 2 runs will score. And this one has been blown wide open. 10-5. You see Triify in the chat wondering who is Jimmy Crooks. He's our new best hitter. That's who he is. He is a beast, clearly. Got a pitch right down the middle. Did not miss it. What a star. And that brings up Mason Wynn. Supposed to be our star hitter. Is 0 for 4. He does have the bad ball hitter quirk. So he should be able to get some of those pitches just off the plate. I think that caught. It did. Unreal combo. 0-2. He's looking at 0 for 5 right in the face. And that's what it's going to be. Roll over to third. He's got decent speed, but not decent enough. But that should be a spring training win. We're not going to see a ton of moments here in spring training, but every different at-bat for, pitchers and hitters is a data point. And we're finding out a lot about this team. Yariel Rodriguez does pick up the win, but was not good. 1 1/3, 2 walks, a hit, 3 earned runs, struck out 1. he might not end up on this team. And he was a Rule 5 draft pick. He's very expensive. If he's not going to be quite good, he's not going to be on this team. So we'll see about that. So probably not too many more spring training outings, but I do want to see what some of the pitching can do. Gordon Graceffo in a tight spot in a tie game here in the 8th against the Marlins. Graham Pauley at the plate. Why do I believe that Graham Pauley could end up being good somehow? He's had a rough spring training, only 7 ABs though. I try to stress that it's so early in to spring training that you can't really do anything with these numbers. And even after spring training, it's still a small sample. Still can't do a ton. So, it's tough to say what's going to happen. But you can see people asking about Bryant Beach in the chat. Didn't Bryce do that, or did he play in the minors? Bryce Harper debuted, I think, at 19 years old. He definitely played in the minors. So, he didn't go straight from... Well, I guess he dropped out of high school to play junior college baseball and was sick, and then became the #1 pick in the draft because he was the chosen one as Graceffo strikes out Pauley. But even though Bryant Beach is a great prospect for us, he's not just going to come in as Glaber homers again, as does J.J. Weatherholt. Victor Scott 2 for 4 with a double. Baez 2 for 3. He's not going to come in as an 18-year-old and start for us after never playing professional baseball. I like Bryant Beach a lot. I think a lot of people do. He is the #1 prospect in our organization. He's the #2 prospect in baseball, and we are going to see him. I think he's probably going to end up starting at AA for us because there's no single A to manage. There just are no games, so he could develop, but we wouldn't see any numbers. And besides, I think with his skill set, he's about ready to start at AA. Like, guys like Wyatt Langford, I think started at high A and did so briefly before going to AA. But Bryant Beach is going to start at AA. That's basically all we can do in franchise. Now, if you sort by the other 18-year-olds on this team, Martin Moreno doesn't have the same skill set. Derek Beal doesn't have the same skill set. Doug Marlin, not the same level of talent. These guys are going to be at A-ball for a little while because they're just not ready to play every day for us at any level. But Bryant Beach is different. He's one of the top prospects in the sport. From Pennsylvania, this is our infield Ken Griffey Jr. Sweet swinging lefty. There's no Ken Griffey Jr. comp here really other than Pennsylvania lefty bat. But very good ability at the plate. We're hoping he's the guy, but not yet. Well, this certainly throws a wrinkle into things. Clark Schmidt, shoulder injury, shoulder strain. He's going to be out for 1 to 2 weeks. Like, we'll throw him on the 15-day, but that is a new pitcher that we added expecting it for him to be in the rotation. Not great. We're going to throw Mick Abel in there. Give him the opportunity. He's had a very good spring training working out of the pen. 8 2/3, 2.08 ERA, 7 Ks. Leahy's still struggling a lot. Still feel good about him. Liberatore is getting shelled. And we'll, before the end of spring training, we're going to look at all of these numbers and kind of make a decision about all these. So we're not going to make any crazy decisions right this second. We've got Leonardo Bernal at second base. And, of course, as always, Glaber at first, as a player that everybody wants to see, is up at the plate. He was a big trade for us. He's got big potential, but big swing and miss and a big chance to potentially not work out. In real life, he's the spring training king. Here in the game, has yet to hit that first home run, is hitting .286, but Spencer Jones strides in. Big swing for Jones. But this one might stay in the yard here, and it might be playable, and it is. Runners will tag. Big league flyout for Spencer Jones to bring up Pedro Pajes to put us in position to win it. They're going to make the wise move and intentionally walk him to bring up Thomas Ajazi, who's had a very good spring training so far. 348 average, OPS over 900. Has yet to hit that first home run, but he's been swinging a good bat. And he's a guy that's fighting to play regularly, but is unfortunately out this time around. But that's kind of what I wanted to see. I wanted to get a Spencer Jones AB in there. It's good to see Thomas Sajazi. Astros pick up the win. Correa goes 2 for 3 with a homer. We didn't really hit today. We had 3 hits total. But we also only gave up 3 runs, and they scored 2 in the 10th. So we had a really good outing from a lot of our pitchers. Now, Kyle Leahy allowed 8 hits. Insanity, but he did bring his ERA down in spring training below 9 at least. Struck out 3. 8 hits is insane. But then we had zeros. I mean, Quinn Matthews walked 2, but other than that, was quite good. Ryan Fernandez, Yariel Rodriguez, completely clean inning, and he struck out 2. Zach Thompson was good. Wanted more from Sean Armstrong, but I think there's something we can take away from that game. And I'm hoping that our pitching ends up being a lot better than it was last year. You know, unfortunately, I was really, really bad last year. And you can see our ranking. We're still 25th pitching, 30th contact on offense, 28th power. We've got decent defense and speed. We're going to need a little bit more than that, right? We need guys that can actually hit, and I'm hoping we're going to end up finding those. We picked up Scott Efros. I guess we'll see what he can do. Again, if you're confused about this new look Cardinals team and you didn't watch the offseason episode, I would implore you to go back and watch the offseason episode to see how some of these, not just this is what the roster is, deal with it, but really see how some of these things came together, because the team is different, right? And we wanted some players that we didn't end up getting that I really thought we were going to be able to get.
What do you got?
It's a big check swing. And you can see how we kind of ended up with this, like, iteration of the team. And how, you know, Scott Efros is playing for us. And why we have Gleyber Torres. And things of that nature. And Clark Schmidt, who unfortunately got injured. Why is he on the team? As the Orioles will tie it. Now, thankfully a good throw leaves the speedy runner at second base. But the thing you can't do with this circle change is leave it up in the zone, and that's exactly what happened. Scott Efros really needs chase in order to be effective. We're going to go ahead and challenge that. And we're going to see if that actually caught the zone or not. It is actually just under. So that's not great. And that sinker lands. And when Scott Efros throws an 89-mile-per-hour sinker, he's got to locate it. Because you're not really throwing that fastball by anybody. We're going to try. Former Padre Tirso Ornelas. Also, I think he might not even have been on the Padres last year here in this franchise, but has made his way to Baltimore. And we'll hit one on the ground. Gleyber is there. Takes his time and gets the out. I think we're going to return to simulating here and see if this team can get anything going in simulation. And they can. J.J. Weatherholt, 3 for 5 with an extra base hit, a couple of RBIs. This may be the J.J. Weatherholt that was promised. Where are we? We have really just the final stretch here in spring training. And, I mean, this is why I talk about it. I don't know what has gotten into Pedro Pajes in this series in particular, but he's the real deal. Today, 3 hits, 4 runs, 5 ribbies, and 2 shots over the fence. He's already got 4 home runs in spring training, and he's facing Andrew Alvarez that can dial it up to the low 90s. Okay. Really trying to go up and get that one. It is just spring training, but Pedro Pages has a way about him. It's why I feel confident in him being the everyday catcher. And we've got guys coming. We got Rainiel Rodriguez, hopefully not making it rain in that way. As Pedro Pages looking for hit number 5, won't find it. Or hit number 4. But we've got Bernal. Herrera maybe could go back behind the plate if we wanted him to. We've scored 17 runs in this spring training game. Okay, we gotta catch this. That should be the third out as Yariel Rodriguez shuts it down in the 9th. What a performance from this Cardinals team. Pedro Pages is, of course, your player of the game. Mick Abel, 4 2/3, 8 hits, 5 strikeouts, 4 earned runs. No walks is encouraging at least, but 8 hits and 4 2/3 is out of control. 3 doubles for Jordan Walker in a 3-hit day. Glaber homered again, 2 for 6. Mason Wynn 2 for 4 with a double. Anything notable we're not seeing? I mean, we scored 17 runs. Josh Baez, they didn't want us to know about. 2 hits, a walk, 3 runs in his 3 ABs. Victor Scott had a double. Thomas Ajazy stole a base. Quinn Matthews is struggling a little bit. Sean Armstrong bounces back. Again, we'll look at all these numbers on the final day of spring training. But I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing by quite a few players on this team. We've got Jimmy Crooks back at the plate. He does have 2 home runs, but his hot start to spring training has quickly cooled. 158, 3 for 19. Does have 8 RBIs, though. So his hits have been impactful. A 158 average with an OPS near 750 is absurd. Again, you're wondering who is Jimmy Crooks? Well, he's just a random catcher in our organization. And he's developing quickly in spring training. Now, his fielding ability has gone down. But the bat and speed somehow has improved. Is he going to make the team? A little late on that one. Literally no chance. Literally no chance. He's like the 6th best catcher in our organization, probably. But he might be the opening day starter at catcher. Jimmy freaking Crooks, walk-off bomb. He might be the everyday backstop. He's hitting like 170 with a 1,000 OPS. There's no doubt about that one. The theme of Cardinals franchise is the C does not stand for Cardinal. It stands for catcher. Pedro Pages, Yoel Pozo, Rainiel Rodriguez, Leonardo Bernal, Jimmy Crooks. Every catcher in this organization absolutely rakes. Pedro Pages homered again, by the way, 2 for 5. Glaber 3 for 3. Victor Scott 3 for 5. Glaber's going to be exactly what we needed, man. I talked about it so much in the offseason episode, but this guy is the table setter. But now, I mean, Glaber is really showing us some extra base pop. And he is an impact player. And look who it is, by the way. Glaber at first, Pedro Pages at second. Jimmy Crooks is back at the plate in extras. It's Ronnie Henriquez, who we've got to before. Jimmy Crooks has 4 hits in spring training and 21 ABs. 3 homers, 11 RBIs. He's hitting a $190. 190. Yet his OPS, we somehow find these stats, 936. How is he doing this? He's slugging 667 with a 476 ISO, isolated power. He only hits home runs. And this is what, the Punisher? You remember Aristides Aquino? All right, Jimmy. I mean, I've hyped you up a ton. but the expectations do remain low somehow. He's worked 2-0 against Henriquez. Could be a good pitch to hit here. Ooh, got a fastball. He's got a sweet swing. Not necessarily there, but it does. It's one of those swings that just kind of scoops the ball up. He doesn't even have a hitter tendency. Like I thought it'd be pulled. It kind of looks like one of the switch hitter swings they have in the show, like prime Adalberto Mondesi. And that's only a reference you're really going to get if you played MLB The Show and if you use some of these cards in Diamond Dynasty and things like that. But he's got one of these good swings. In MLB The Show, it's not about the attribute so much as it is about the swing and the swing path. What type of hits you can actually get. And Jimmy Crooks has got it. Probably not a guy that would simulate. You challenge that all you want. I know the zone. That was low. Here's a 3-2. He's hit it the other way and it stays fair. Jimmy Crooks will score one. Here's the throw into third. Got him at third. We slid to the wrong side of the bag with Glaber. And where are we going with Crooks? Somehow I guess I've clicked LB. It wasn't even touching the controller. I guess it hit my leg. Either way, it doesn't really matter. But Glaber went 3 for 4 with a double. It's a spring training game. We're not too mad about that. Dude, Jimmy Crooks. I'm going to tell you, there's absolutely no space for him on the roster. But he had a heck of a spring training. He's one of those spring training legends we'll remember forever. Okay, let's check out these spring training numbers now that spring training has almost come to a close. Kyle Leahy has been absolutely awful. ERA close to 10, whip at 2.53. You don't feel super comfortable throwing him out there as your ace. However, Clark Schmidt gave us 8 innings, 2.25 ERA, struck out 11 in those 8 innings. Very comfortable whip at a 1.25. And appeared in 5 games for us, made 3 starts. But again, it is spring training. Liberatore was no good. McGreevy was about fine. Palante was pretty good. We did not see Liam Doyle at spring training. We did not see Richard Fitz. Quinn Matthews gave us 18 1/3 of an ERA at 4.4. He's going to start in the minors. Mick Abel was unfortunately pretty similar. And we didn't see a lot of these guys that I wanted to get some action. The game just didn't put them in, even though they're on the team right now. Like, Tekoa Roby and Tink Hence and Jerpy. Really just, it stuck to the relievers. Sean Armstrong was not great. Banda was very good. Efros was mostly pretty good. Yariel Rodriguez, I think, was okay enough to keep rostering. Fernandez was absolutely lights out, as was Graceffo. So I like the relievers. Pete Fairbanks was okay. I like that the whip is .84. That's spectacular. ERA was a bit high, but that could have just been like a bad outing, right? And it was. Bad outing against Baltimore. Otherwise was very, very good. So not going to have one bad outing cloud our judgment. Now, Ivan Herrera, these are more the numbers I expect for him. Because he's not like a 220 type hitter, I don't believe. And you can see last year for us, hit 220. So I'm hoping for a little bit more in 2027. Saw a bit in spring training. Pedro Pajes, that's great. He hit 6 home runs in spring training. I don't know where it's coming from, but I'm loving it. Rainiel Rodriguez, obviously we didn't give the opportunity to. Bernal came up. Didn't play a ton. Didn't hit great. Yoel Pozo was fine. Jimmy Crooks ended up getting a lot of ABs and was, really very good. Had a 978 OPS. We'll see what his numbers look like in the minors. He's under team control for a while. He's only 25. I don't really think he becomes anything for us, but maybe he does. I don't know. At first base, Gorman really struggled. but he's got to be the guy at first base right now. Glaber, I think, was great, but J.J. Weatherholt comes into the season absolutely on fire. We gave him 100 ABs, hit 290 over that stretch. 3 homers, 3 steals. Like, this is the J.J. Weatherholt that was promised, and I'm hoping that he can become a star for us. So Jay-Z was great. He might end up playing a lot at first base if Gorman cannot be what we need him to be. And third base, I mean, we have third baseman, but not actually on the team right now. It's at that position. Like, Weatherholt's going to play third. So Jay-Z can play third. Gorman can play third. At short, Mason Wynn didn't do anything too crazy. But again, it is just spring training. Baez came away with 4 home runs. Victor Scott hit 300 with a homer in spring training. Okay, well, that's encouraging, man. That's encouraging. I hope he can carry some of this over. Spencer Jones really didn't do almost anything. Jordan Walker's coming in pretty ice cold. Can't really know much with Velasquez ABs, but we had a pretty good idea of what this team's going to look like. Now, the final outing of spring training. So Jay-Z came away with another hit. So did Gorman, but did have a strikeout. And unfortunately, as Joshua Baez clubbed his 5th home run, Mick Abel continues to struggle. 3 innings, 5 hits, 3 walks, 3 earned. That currently looks like a not so great trade for us, but it's still so early. It's just obviously he's done nothing to show that he's got any chance of being in this rotation to start the year. It's just not going to happen. Gabriel Rodriguez brings us. If we can get what he brings us in Gordon Graceffo, I'd rather just place him on waivers. If somebody claims him, great. If they don't, he'll go to AAA for us. I want Gordon Graceffo on the Major League team. He was great in spring training. He's a New Jersey guy. Gotta love that. 27 years old. The numbers are not incredible, but I think he's going to find a way. Pete Fairbanks is our closer. And then we have Yoel Pozo up, Pedro Paez, Ivan Herrera, who's going to be the DH. You can see everyone that's actually made the team. Bryant Beach will start the year at AA, and I'm excited to see what that looks like. I really am. At short, I mean, we just don't have a tremendous amount of depth right now. Spencer Jones will be starting the year at AAA. Now, whether or not it's Nathan Church or somebody else that ends up being our 4th outfielder, I think it might be Nelson Velasquez. Might give us a little bit of something off the bench, so we're going to bring him up. But the team is basically, what we've talked about before. And we're also going to have to totally rearrange everything at the minor league level. But I feel confident after his spring training and really how bad Kyle Leahy was that Clark Schmidt should be the opening day starter. I have made the call. I have made the decision. He's going to be the one. It is time. Opening day, we're projected 69 wins. Nice, but also not nice. I think that's what we were projected last year, but the team has changed. And this will be the lineup for opening day. We are, of course, facing a very, very tough pitcher in Zach Wheeler. And the lineup you will see features J.J. Weatherholt hitting leadoff. I got Glaber to be the leadoff man, but after J.J. Weatherholt's strong spring training, I think we're going to give him the look. Gorman, Herrera, Mason Wynn, Baez, Walker, Paez, and Scott. We're going to see what these guys are capable of. And this is going to be a very, very tough matchup. We're facing a team that won about 90 games last year, and we barely won 60. I'm going to turn quick counts on. That's how you do it. We've got a new opening day starter, and he's facing 3 straight lefties to kick things off with Marsh, Harper, And, of course, the power-hitting Kyle Schwarber. I'm hoping for a better year. If we can steal a win on opening day against a really good Phillies team, I'd like to think that that could be the catalyst for us to win the World Series. No, maybe not. But getting closer to being a playoff team really is the ultimate goal. We won 63 games last year. If we could come out and win 80, that'd be a very big improvement. So I'm going to say right now, opening day, that's the goal. If we can push to 80 wins, that's not a 5 or 10 game improvement. That would be bettering our team. Mason Wynn looks crazy. But that would be bettering our team by 17 wins. See our projected leaders there. Joshua Baez in OPS, but nobody above 800. Hopefully Gleyber can get there. I think he can. And hopefully Victor Scott steals more than 19 bags. But as we bring in one former Yankee, Gleyber Torres, we also bring in another. Clark Schmidt did not pitch at the major league level in 2026 for the Yankees. They decided to move him and Spencer Jones. You can see his numbers there. You have to go back to 2025 because he just did not pitch last year. But he had a strong spring training. He has become our opening day starter. I'm excited to see what he can do. 1-1 to Brandon Marsh. Clark Schmidt can be that guy. Like, he is nasty. He's got nasty stuff. That sweeper has crazy movement. And we're going to show it to you right here. 2 strikes on Marsh. Big swing and a miss. As Clark Schmidt, facing his first batter, gets the strikeout to begin his Cardinals career. And as you can see, it is a tough lineup. It really, really is. Harper, Schwarber, Eugenio Suarez, Trey Turner, JT Realmuto. They bring in Joe Adell. A lot of power. A lot of power. So if Clark Schmidt comes out and does anything positive against this Phillies lineup on a Hall of Fame difficulty, we're going to feel pretty good about his potential. Maybe don't want to go down and into Harper. I think that pitch is actually located in a decent spot. We've really got to get that pitch off the plate, and we got it in on him. Victor Scott should be able to cover the ground and make the play, and he does. Didn't feel like he was locking in on that, but quick 2 outs as Bryce Harper goes down. And you've got to be pretty careful with Kyle Schwarber. 1-1. Knuckle curve gets a big swing and a miss. And as much power as Schwarber has, he swings and misses. He takes strike 3. So if you can get him chasing, which is rare to do, you're going to find yourself in a pretty good spot. And that's what he did. I think that pitch was just off the plate, maybe too close to take. He flies out, and that's a quick 1-2-3 as Schmidt looks great. It may be very tough to hit today, though. Yes, the lineup got better. This is Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler could be a problem. J.J. Weatherholt had a very, very bad 2026, but after a strong spring training, we have put him in the leadoff role, and he's down 1-2. His whole thing is needing to get on base, and he might do just that with a deep drive to left center. That's going to one-hop and carry him off the wall. It's a leadoff double for J.J. Weatherholt. Maybe the right move to put him in the leadoff role. That ball was smoked. Found the gap in left center, ticketed for extra bases, and that's where he shows up in his first opportunity. And then it's 1-2 to Gleyber, his first at bat here as a Cardinal. And it's a fastball to hit for Gleyber. He swings the right through it at 97. You can see the lineup here. Cesar Prieto's the lone lefty on the bench. Today, at least. Velazquez, Sajazi, and Pozo are the right-handers. We have a catcher, a utility infielder, kind of in Sajazi, and an outfielder. A little bit early on the heater was Glaber, and swings right through it to bring up Nolan Gorman. Had a very bad spring training, but this isn't spring training anymore. Gorman, Oppo Taco, 458 to left center. Out onto the concourse goes Gorman, and it's 2-0 Redbirds. Oh my goodness. Couple of good swings from our lefties here at the top of the order. Nolan Gorman bomb. Got the arms extended, and you can see these lefties letting the ball get deeper into the zone, staying on it, hitting it where it's pitched. 113 off the bat goes Gorman. It's 2-0 Cards. The righty,
Oh, that's up there.
had a little bit more trouble against Zach Wheeler than the lefties have. But what a start. A little bit late there for Herrera. He flies out. I think he's going to have a much better year. Really very disappointing in 2026, but he will be better this year. I'm hoping. Mason Wynn says this inning's not over yet. He singles in a right center. And we still want more runs. Yeah, Zach Wheeler struggling a little bit. He's a 96 overall. And somehow continuing to improve right now. Well, when you're facing an ace pitcher, a true ace, like Zach Wheeler, you got to get to him early. And we're doing just that. Joshua Baez takes outside 2-1. Maybe this is the fall off for Zach Wheeler, or maybe these bats just got off to a good start. 3-1. See, Baez still with prospect eligibility, number 55 in baseball, number 5 in our organization, but we obviously feel a little bit better about him than that. We think this guy has the making of a future middle of the order stud. Good timing on a fastball, basically down the middle. Fouls it back. 3-2. And a walk. That pitch was never a strike, and you can see the big thing with Wheeler right now. Yeah, he's allowed some hard contact. He's not in the zone very much. 10 balls, 14 strikes with 26. Well, the numbers have changed now. Now, 27 pitches here in the first inning. Obviously, 2 more balls and a strike to that total. Jordan Walker was not good in spring training either, but spring training is over. You have a clean slate. You can bat 1,000 or 0. He flies out to end the scoring threat. I think we showed a lot there against Zach Wheeler, but only 2 runs to show for it. But when you're facing a pitcher like this, I don't know that you're saying only 2 runs. This is a good showing. Top couple of hitters in our lineup making a difference. Gorman, maybe not going to connect super consistently, but when he does, he can do damage. And that's what he did. Finally he's facing a righty as Eugenio Suarez strolls into the box. Still has a lot of power. This is an older Phillies team. This team's got some real experience between Harper, Schwarber, Suarez, and Suarez chases the sweeper. It's another strikeout for Clark Schmidt. As he looking very, very good to start. Obviously, Trey Turner, another year older here in 2027. Sinker got in on the hands. I almost want to try to do that again. Maybe put it in a little bit more, a little bit harder. That's right down the middle. Turner whiffs. A mistake pitch, but a third strikeout for Schmidt. And that's what, really good movement can do. His location doesn't matter quite as much, but probably got to be a little bit closer than that. 2-1. I mean, Schmidt's been awesome so far, but it's only been 5 batters.
Ball.
And we're 3-1 to the 3-time Silver Slugger, JT Realmuto. And that is going to end the perfect start to the career of Clark Schmidt. It might as well have been a walk, but at least he earned it. 2-out hit there. Sinker up in the zone. But he doesn't really have a true fastball. So if you want to pitch up in the zone, it's going to have to be the sinker and the cutter. And this cutter is up in the zone. And it's another base hit. Weak contact. Stott was jammed. But he brings up a very dangerous hitter who can give the Phillies the lead just like that. It's Joe Adell. Also a guy who will chase. And we got him to do just that. Nasty from Clark Schmidt. Another strikeout. I mean, this Phillies team is ridiculous with all these hitters. They bring in Suarez. They bring in Joe Adell. Going to be a lot of swing and miss with this particular lineup. But they can hurt you a lot. As we'll see if we can do anything off Zach Wheeler here in the second. It should be 2-1.
Did he go?
It is. I mean, the first inning went great. I think the main goal now is try to work deep in accounts, not get ourselves out early, and get Zach Wheeler out of this game. But on the other hand, ambushing him early in counts, if you do get a pitch to hit, could be very good. Oh, Victor Scott will be first plate appearance of the season. Wow. Very special. Imagine that on opening day. That's at the knees. I think that did catch the zone. Strikeout for Pedro Pajes. And that was there. Just couldn't get the bat off the shoulder as Victor Scott will come up. 1-2. I mean, this is the type of guy where we want to take pitches because we want to see if there's any way he can work on. And he's not really much of a threat to get a hit. You got to take that. Or wear that, Victor Scott. Schwarber closing in on 400 homers. He should get there, and that's going to be another strike fastball at the knees. Back-to-back strikeouts looking for Zach Wheeler. Scott thought about it. I mean, that's down and away on the corner. That was not the pitch, but... And then Weatherholt swinging 1-1. Grounds out. Much easier second inning for Zach Wheeler. There is a lot of love for Bryant Beach. But, yeah, as I've said, the opening day roster is just not the right place for an 18-year-old that's never played professional baseball.
That's a ball.
I think that caught. That's going to be close, though. But I think it did catch the zone. And it did. I know the zone. And that really changes the AB, by the way. Crawford's got a ton of speed. We don't want to let him get on base. And he did the Justin Crawford thing. He just hits it on the ground the other way. That's a double.
Up next for Philadelphia, center fielder Brandon Marsh.
That is the most Justin Crawford thing I've ever seen. Sinker, inside, down, and off the plate. Crawford gets on it. I don't know if that sweeper caught. Very close. May have, I guess.
Ball.
Got to be careful throwing pitches in the zone with Crawford on base. Don't want to give him third, but Marsh swings and misses. 5 Ks now for Clark Schmidt. Really have not seen much of that slider. It's been a lot of the sinker. And a pretty good mix of the other pitches as Harper looks insanely fooled on the cutter. Does get a piece of the sweeper, though. Gets a piece of the knuckle curve as well. Fighting here with 2 strikes. And that's what he's going to keep doing. Driving this pitch count up ever so slightly on Clark Schmidt. I mean, I'm okay with pitching to contact. Harper just refuses to put it in play. And you can see, what do you think the strategy is to pitch to Bryce Harper? Don't let the arms get extended. Get the ball way in. That sinker got down the middle. Harper hits it very hard, but foul. We're going back inside. And a swing and a miss. 6 Ks through 2 2/3 for Clark Schmidt. That's what you want to do with Justin Crawford on second base. Do not let anybody put the ball in play. Strand him at second, because contact can move him over or score him, obviously. Although the pitch count with all these strikeouts and deep counts, fairly high already. Here's number 59 to try and end the third. Ground ball, diving effort. It's going to roll into right field. And that's the deal with the speed, especially with 2 outs. Crawford scores easily. It's a seeing eye ground ball. Gorman cannot make the diving stop at first base. And the Phillies are on the board. And this is extra bases for Suarez. We're going to try to keep this thing from scoring another run, but they're going to bring Schwarber around. Here's the relay. Schwarber out by a mile. I respect trying to force a couple of perfect throws there with 2 outs, but I don't even think we needed a perfect throw. Walker has an absolute cannon. All Gleyber needs to do is put it on a line, and he did. The tag definitely got him, and we'll come up to hit. Gleyber for the second time after a strikeout in the first, and that's his first hit as a Cardinal. Goes up and gets it, up and in. He's going to try for 2 here. Relay throw, not in time. It's a leadoff double for Gleyber. It's exactly what we need from him. Get on base. Now, he's not typically the leadoff guy, even though that's what he was signed to do. He's found himself in a more powerful position, really, as the 2-hitter. But Gleyber goes up and gets it. Actually, it was about that same exact pitch that Gorman hit for a home run. And Wheeler is just painting with this fastball down at the knees to almost every one of our batters right now. He's got Gorman 1-2. See it again. Can you see his strategy? Get the fastball down. We've been patient, but that's the pitch that's been causing our hitters some problems.
Ball 3.
Sweeper, not quite good enough. Gorman has worked it full. Here is the 3-2. And a swing and a miss for Gorman. I mean, his first 2 at-bats kind of sums him up. 4th K for Wheeler. I mean, pretty good swing at that. He just threw it over the barrel. Good timing. Gorman can't get the bat on it. Here's Ivan Herrera. Was an all-star for us last year. And I will say unbelievably so. Good timing there from Herrera, but can't get a piece of it. I cannot believe he was an all-star. I mean, really. He was not very good last year. Good timing again, but having trouble barreling up Wheeler, as a lot of right-handers do. I mean, a lot of hitters in general. And that's an infield pop-up to Eugenio Suarez. Wynn singled back in the first, but Wheeler has really settled into this game.
Nope.
We need to force mistakes. We need to pitch down the middle. Ideally, we get Wheeler out of this game, but the pitch count's not crazy high right now. He's kind of right on par with Clark Schmidt as the fastball's up. But I think we've got a chance here to do some damage, and that's going to be stopped by Suarez, but Wynn does beat out the throw. It should be a single. It's 2 for 2. One was not exactly hit too hard. But this is a guy you want up right now. Joshua Baez was so good at the end of last year. You can see the numbers. OPS near 800. Couple of home runs. A lot of doubles. But still very young. He's a rookie still. In baseball, you can be a rookie for multiple years. Depending on how many at-bats you get and how many innings you throw as a pitcher. I think it's plate appearance or at-bat dependent. Although I don't know the exact figure. 2-2 with 2 on. Baez trying to fight. Seen some tough pitches here from Wheeler. That's no joke. Decent contact, but better location from Wheeler. Sinker coming back to catch the zone away. What are you going to do? Fly out to Brandon Marsh, I guess. And I really like what Schmidt's been doing. It's kind of a shame he's allowed a run. I think he's pitched so well. But we need some quicker outs. I do like some of the arms in the bullpen. And we did a lot of work in free agency to bring in a lot of these, what I've called mercenary relievers. Kind of some older, proven vets that are not going to be part of a long-term picture.
That ball is foul.
But can be good for us for a season, maybe two. Could be trade bait at the deadline if they're performing well and we are not as a team. But I don't necessarily want to get to those guys yet. I want to see if Clark Schmidt can start to get some quicker outs.
Ball 2.
And, I mean, using the sinker and cutter and kind of playing with those around the zone could be a way to do so. Real Muto, I guess, thought that was going to catch the zone. 7 Ks through 3 2/3 for Clark Schmidt. Mike, thanks so much for the tier 1. With that being said, though, we don't want to leave stuff, over the heart of the plate. You can pitch to contact and still not leave pitches down the middle, and that's the type of result we're looking for. Way to secure the ground out. And we'll see if we can extend this lead a little bit. Wheeler begins the inning near 70 pitches and gets a quick out on Jordan Walker. That fastball down in the zone has been doing work. It really has been. Fastball down, perfectly located and executed pretty much every time. I mean, you assume that's what he wants to do. It's not just happening to end at the knees every time. But that's proven to be a pretty difficult pitch to do anything with. You'll notice that the damage that has been done in this game is when Wheeler leaves the ball up. And this is actually traveling a long way out to the track in center. Pedro Pages, pretty good swing on that. Driving Marsh back near the wall. But an easy fly out, nonetheless. See, it's 60% fastball, 21% sinker. So he's been a little over 80% fastball in general. And he's definitely a good pitcher. And 2-1 to Victor Scott. Thought we'd get a pitch to hit. It's a very easy 1-2-3 for Zach Wheeler. Now, there are certain bats in this Phillies lineup as Schmidt comes back out for the 5th that pitching to contact maybe is not the best idea, because when they make contact, they hit the ball very hard. Joe Adell's one of those guys, but we do get the out. But I wouldn't mind if Justin Crawford put the ball in the air. Diving stop by Gorman, but it's going to be another single for a Philly here that it's like Gorman just can't make the play. He's just not a good defender at first. Oh, boy. He's got 2 hits. His speed really showing up. But we could potentially double up Brandon Marsh. Get the ball on the ground. I mean, I'm almost surprised Crawford's not trying to take second. And there he goes. Ground ball. Step on second, Mason Wynn. You're right there. Step on second.
Up next for Philadelphia, first baseman Bryce Harper.
The steal gets them out of the double play. And it keeps the inning alive. To get to Bryce Harper. I thought that was just low. And it was. Ground ball. That's going to score Crawford. We're tied. It's the second time now that this has happened.
Up next for Philadelphia, the
Seeing eye ground ball just gets through the infield. Crawford scores from second. When they say speed kills, that's what they mean. And Schmidt's at 94 pitches. I mean, you're just not going to see him after this. We're going to let him face Schwarber again. He gets the strikeout, but let's go out and get our new ace a win. He's got 8 strikeouts. Our defense is good. It just didn't show up here in this inning. And where it's weak, it's there. You know, the Phillies are taking advantage. Gorman's no good at first base, unfortunately, but we've got him in the lineup for the bat. He's why it's 2-0 right now. Weatherholt is a piece of that as well. He doubled and he's back up. Fastball up in the zone. Good hack, but better location from Zach Wheeler. Fastball down, 2-2. I mean, this is probably going to end up being the last inning of work for Wheeler as well. But you never know. But at bats like this from J.J. Weatherholt that drive that pitch count up, I think you can definitely make that a possibility. And that's actually a pretty good pitch and a pretty good hit. Pretty good piece of contact from Weatherholt. Unfortunately, it doesn't land fair for a hit. Could have been 2. Fastball fouled back. This is perfect. Stay alive, drive the pitch count up. We got to get Wheeler out of the game. Now, they've got a tough bullpen, but only 5 innings of Zach Wheeler I would consider to be a win, as we're about halfway through. That's good contact. He's ready to hit. And that smokes. Harper makes the play. That's a very good at-bat, though. Yeah, it's tough for non-baseball fans to understand why an out can be good. And it's not that it's good. It's about, like, if you're gonna make an out, which you do 70% of the time anyway, if you're really good. You know, well, I guess with on base, maybe not. Score bug was glitched in the bottom right. We'll say about 65% of the time, if you're really good, you're making an out. So if you're gonna make an out, you might as well, you know, drive that pitch count up, get deep in the count. Glaber gets a fastball right down the middle. Good timing. Didn't get all of it. Only 87 off the bat. And that brings up Nolan Gorman. Maybe we see Wheeler for the 6th. But the 1, 2, 3 in the order have done a pretty good job here in this inning to try and get Wheeler out of this game. Extended at bats. Tough at bats. Good swings. And hopefully we get him to 100 here. Some way in this inning. Gorman hits it to right. That'll be playable as Crawford ends the inning. Very good location. And I guess we're going to see if that does it for Zach Wheeler. Schmidt's basically going to be done here. With quick counts on. Yeah, we got to make that decision a little bit later than I'd want to, but we are going to turn to the bullpen. A couple of righties due up. I think we will go to Sean Armstrong here in the 6th. Very good outing from Clark Schmidt. Can't really complain about it. Hawks, thanks so much for the gift sub. He's not happy about it, and I would like to get him in line for this win, but he got a little bit unlucky. The bats have certainly quieted down after the first inning, and we'll see if Sean Armstrong can make something happen. He is certainly a little quicker to the plate than Clark Schmidt was. A little bit of an adjustment there, but a pretty good adjustment. Strikes out Eugenio Suarez on just a couple of pitches. Sweeper has Trey Turner way out in front. Somehow makes contact with this pitch. And as well as that sweeper. That hung on the plate a little bit. Turner's got great speed. Walker gets it in quickly. It's going to be a single. It's a good idea, but I mean, that pitch was off the plate. How did he make contact with that? And now he's going to take off. We got a pretty good arm behind the plate, but Turner swipes the bag instantly, and this is how the Phillies have scored today. You would think it'd be us who needs to get on base and kind of manufacture these runners over with, you know, good speed, little bloopy base hits, and this Sean Armstrong fastball is eating. But it's been the Phillies with kind of the cheap hits, and we have the home run. That's crazy.
Nope, that's foul.
Should be able to retire Bryson Stott, though.
Ball, that's in.
Good heater. Good take. Stott gets a piece of the fastball. That's good location. Win into the hole. Could be a tough throw, but he's got one of the better arms in the sport. And we stay tied at 2. 8 hits in the game for Philadelphia. But all it takes is one swing from us. And we did knock Zach Wheeler out of the game. In comes the new Philly, Brad Keller. See his 2026 numbers. I guess new Philly in real life, but has been with the team now for a year. He's got Herrera 3-1. He can dial up the heater, you know, near 100 miles per hour. So we'll see what he throws here. Fastball to hit, and Herrera does! It's headed to Big Mac land! Third deck for Herrera! 116 and a half off the bat. Ivan Herrera has given us the lead. Goodness. Fastball to hit, and he did. Brad Keller reared back, and the harder it came in, the harder Herrera hit it out. You can stand and admire that one when you hit it to the upper deck 452 feet away. 3-2 Cardinals. 117 off the bat. That may be the hardest ball that we hit all year. And that has got the crowd back in it here in the 6th. Mason Wynn finally set down after a 2-for-2 start. Smoked that one, but no dice. Josh Baez 0-for-1 with a walk. He's got a chance for another 3-2. Stays alive on a very well-located fastball. We'll do the 3-2 again. And Baez pops it up. Harper underneath. Baez looking for 2, but he is set down as Harper records the second out of the 6th. And we'll see Jordan Walker 0-for-2 today, searching for his first hit of this young 2027 season. 3-1 hitters count. Fastball just up, catching the zone. 3-2. Not a bad take. And pitch in the same spot. Walker obviously no choice but to swing this time. Marsh is there for the 3rd out of the inning. But the damage was done. Ivan Herrera, fastball, belt high, gone. 3-2 Cards. It's a battle here at Busch. And I think we'll take the good 1 inning from Sean Armstrong. Got a couple of lefties coming up. Let's get the new Cardinal, Anthony Banda, into the game. Amo Smoke, thanks so much for the tier 1. I appreciate you. And we shall see what Banda is capable of. He was very good last year. I was excited to pick him up. It's good to have kind of a funky lefty. And we'll see what he looks like in Cardinal red. Don't really want to mess around with that slider too much against Joe Adell. Don't really want to walk him, but This is a guy who can tie the game.
That's ball 4. Take your base.
Leadoff walk for Banda. A little bit early there in some of those releases. Justin Crawford's going to be tough to double up. I think we're going to try to do it. Sinker up in the zone, 1-2. Maybe we try and put him away with the slider. Really good location, but a good take. And strike 3. Finally, getting Justin Crawford. But a lot of lefties coming up. So unless they pinch hit for Marsh, Banda's going to stay in this game here for a little while. I mean, even if they did pinch hit for Marsh, he would still be out there. And this is a little off the bat, bloop, single, off the wrists, off the fists, basically there for Brandon Marsh. And here's Bryce Harper. It's a really good location on the sinker too. He just fought it off. Bryce Harper may be kind of washed. Strike 3. There was not even a thought there that he was going to get a hit. Banda just looked in control. See the slider here. I mean, it starts at Bryce Harper's knee, or back hip, and then works all the way across. No chance for Bryce. Here's Schwarber. Got to try to get him chasing. Slider catches the top of the zone. It's maybe the only reason why it didn't go 400 feet.
Outside, that's
And that is pretty good location. It's going to be a steady diet of sliders to Schwarber. I'll tell you, my heart absolutely drops on that first slider. That's hit up the middle. Mason Wynn keeps it in the infield, saves a run. What an effort for Mason Wynn. Does not get the out. Schwarber doesn't run well, but runs just well enough. But keeps the ball in the infield. That's going to do it for Banda. It's the 7th. You know what? Let's turn to Gordon Graceffo. We just need one out here. We have righty-righty. A home run would be absolutely devastating. Fastball thrown right by him. How do you not go back to it?
That's the ball.
He does not chase Kuka. Thanks so much for the prime. Slider down and away. Suarez gets a piece. He's a little bit in between right now, though. How about that big Adam Wainwright type curveball? Unfortunately, he was buried in the dirt. It's 3-2. 2 outs. Bases loaded. A walk ties the game. We're going power against power. Fastball. Suarez gets a piece and fights it off into right. 2 runs will score. Phillies take the lead here in the 7th.
Up next for Philadelphia, shortstop, Trey Turner.
Very late fastball up and in on the black. Phillies take the lead as a result. Trey Turner should be flying out here to Walker, but they've taken the lead in devastating fashion. Not hitting the ball particularly hard. Doesn't matter. 11 hits for the Phillies.
For Philadelphia.
And they'll turn to Orion Kerkering and his big sweeper. He's got electric stuff in general. 8-9-1 in our order. Let's see what Kerkering has in store. There is the sweeper. They warm up Felix Bautista. Okay. What is this Phillies team, man? That sweeper's way off the plate. A leadoff walk would be nice. Maybe a Victor Scott bunt to get him over. Maybe could even work to be a single. We know about Kirkering throwing the bases. That is a leadoff walk. I think we're going to leave Pajas in the game for right now. But I think we're going to try to lay this one down. It wouldn't even be the worst thing if they get the lead runner. We're going to pull that back 2-1. Could we try and drag bunt? It's a little bit scarier. We will try and drag bunt. That should have been an out. Real Muto really makes no effort to catch it. Fastball just misses down. Real Muto's going to challenge to try and pick up the strikeout. And he's right. That is a big strikeout for Kirkering to get the first out of the inning here. Tough AB from Victor Scott. Could not get the bunt down. Weatherholt smokes one foul. 1-2. 2-2. That's tough, man. A leadoff walk there. You'd like to get something more out of that than what we ended up getting. And Weatherholt swings and misses at 98 on the black. We are down to Glaber here in the 7th, about to waste the leadoff walk. Kirkering has been so wild this inning, but effectively wild. He's been a tough guy to hit off of. Glaber gets a pitch to hit and just can't do anything with it. Sweeper, middle in. Just can't get it.
Leading off for Philadelphia.
Brutal. And you can see the spray chart by the Phillies here. These are their hits. Little bloops just getting down. We're going to leave Graceffo in for 6, 7, 8 in the order. Finally, a fairly hard hit ball by a Philly at 90 off the bat. Not that crazy. Fly out by Real Muto. Gorman diving stop to keep this in the infield. And he did get him at first base. Stott runs pretty well. Gorman finally making a defensive play. Can't keep it in the glove, but did stay with it. Made the throw. Great on Graceffo to actually cover the bag there. And they did just get him. Here's Joe Adell as Graceffo looks for a bounce-back inning after essentially allowing the Phillies to pick up the lead, which is what happened. Even though contact, of course, was not great. Going back to that upper 90s fastball. Swing and a miss. Adell goes down, and we go to the bottom of the 8th, but we're running out of chances here as they bring in the mountain. 2023 reliever of the year, it's Felix Bautista. Gorman is on pace to get out here. He's about a 250 hitter. He's done his homer for the day. But he does smoke this to left center, and this could be extra bases. Nolan Gorman. Got to give him a little bit of motivation. That's what we did, and it worked. Gorman with a double, a 6 total base day, and Todd with the tier 3. Welcome back, 63 months. As Nolan Gorman has put us in a position to tie this game. We've got to get him over. We've got to get him in. I mean, keep pitching Gorman away. What do you think's going to happen? He's going to keep staying on it. It was a sinker at 97. Bautista actually throws harder than this, and the one thing you can't do is hit it to the left side of the infield. Not a productive out at all, but this is a tough sinker. Tumbling down and in. The only thing you can do is pull that thing. And we're going to need a hit, and we're not going to get one. Mason Wynn deep to center. We're going to try and tag with Gorman. He will get there. Just not sure a base hit scores him. And we had a chance to tag, so he took it. Going to come down to the rookie, Josh Baez against Felix Bautista. I don't love the matchup. Splitter, and that's his big pitch, man. The splitter's unbelievable. Baez way out in front. Not in front of that one, though. Deep to left field. Baez has given us the lead. The rookie comes up clutch. 2-run homer, 5-4 Cardinals. 3 homers in this game for your St. Louis Cardinals. We rank near the bottom of the league in power, but our big power bats have come up clutch, and that's what we expect Baez to be. A run producer, a power hitter, middle of the order. He's working his way toward it. This is a big, big hit. It knocks Bautista out of the game, and that is the biggest hit of Josh Baez's life. Opening day, go-ahead homer off of the former reliever of the year.
Now pitching for Philadelphia.
Tanner Banks into the game
Tanner Banks.
against Jordan Walker's interesting. But what a swing. Got the splitter, stayed on it, did not miss it. Joshua Baez, what a moment. What a moment. Is that really a check swing? All right. Thought we tried to go with a full swing on that, but listen, we got what we wanted. We got the lead. We just got to go set up and then turn it over to Fairbanks in the 9th.
Leading off for Philadelphia, right fielder.
That's going to do it for Graceffo. Got a couple of lefties coming up, which means it's Zach Thompson time. Going to go out to get him. Zach Thompson had a 5.5 ERA last year, basically. Numbers were putrid. But we've got 3 lefty-lefty matchups. His spring training numbers were pretty good. Reliever ERA is very finicky. If you have one bad outing, it can totally destroy your numbers. And that's a good start for Thompson. Vance Crawford, who's been a problem all day. It is the 9th, but we have the lefty-lefty matchup. So I said Fairbanks. I misspoke. I like the lefty-lefty matchups better. And that slider just missed. Listen, hey, we got a closer. We paid Pete Fairbanks for these opportunities, but we got lefty, 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 lefty. I'd rather play the matchups. Strike 3, Harper down again. This time looking putrid day for the former MVP. And guess what? It's another lefty, Kyle Schwarber. He can tie it with one swing. Wanted to that time. Swings and misses at the slider. They're going to try and steal, and they're going to get it. So Brandon Marsh in a scoring position. Got to get back to the slider. Oh, he went! He went! He went, Cat. 3-2, 2 outs. Game on the line. Slider. Swing and a miss! Thompson ends it. 1-0. 1-0. We take down the Phillies here on opening day. The Cat is hype. Isn't that right? A little bit. We can still go 162-0. Bautista takes the loss. I'll tell you, when those 2 runs came around to score and they brought Felix Bautista into the game, I go, this is over. This is over. It was not over. Joshua Baez came up clutch. It seems like every time we went down, we had a guy that put us right back up. Ivan Herrera into Baez. We were never down for long. What a win. Finished with 8 hits, I thought we did a really good job against Zach Wheeler for the most part. 2 runs in the first is a great start. And homers for Herrera, Gorman, and Baez. I mean, if you ask me who's going to lead this team in homers, those might be my 3 picks. Glaber could be in that conversation too. Clark Schmidt was awesome. A little bit unlucky today. Allowed 7 hits in 5 innings, but was awesome. Struck out 8. Banda, unfortunately, gets the 2 earned runs. I didn't think he was too bad. Just allowed 2 hits and a walk. Maybe a little bit unlucky. I think that ERA is going to come back down to earth. And then Zach Thompson with the save. 3 strikeouts. We got lefty matchups in that Phillies order. So had to take advantage. Leave Fairbanks on the bench for another day, or in the bullpen. Zach Thompson picks up the save. I don't know how many he's going to get this year, but he's got 1, and they can't take that away from him. Well, I think that was a very successful opening day. I think we are primed and ready and set up for success. We do have 1 too many players at our AAA roster, which is a little bit confusing to me because Yariel Rodriguez was returned to us as nobody claimed him. Is he listed as an RP? He is. So, I mean, we're not going to pay him this much to be at the minor league level. I guess we might as well add him to the 40-man and bring him back to the major league team, which means somebody's got to go down, and it's not going to be Zach Thompson after he pitched a gem of an outing. Graceffo was okay. One of these relievers has to move down, though, and you know what? It's probably Yariel Rodriguez. We'll see if somebody claims him. Oh, but they don't. They won't. Man, this was a bad signing if he's not at the major league level. This is a problem. And maybe he can still be good. Maybe we just don't give up on him this early. Which means Gordon, Graceffo, probably to AAA, and then we can move Gerson Moreno to A-ball. That maybe is the best way to do it. I hope that Yariel Rodriguez can make some type of impact for us. His stamina is not amazing, but it's another arm in the bullpen who's got pretty good, numbers and pretty decent stuff. Is he going to be worth what we're paying him? Probably not, but at least he is an arm, I guess. And we have lost multiple games in a row following our opening day glory. But we got a chance here against the Astros. Mike Burrows on the mound working out of the pen. Gleyber Torres is a triple away from the cycle. Weatherholt and Scott on first and second, but even more so than Gleyber just hitting for the cycle, which he's not going to do. If we can win this game, that would be great. We are 1-3 to start the year.
Up next for the Cardinals.
And we are within striking distance. Gleyber hitting 368. Just got to get on 1. That's not the pitch. Kenley Jansen and Robert Stevenson warming the pen for the Astros. Wow. Couple of vet relievers out there as the drizzle comes down here in St. Louis. There's a changeup up and away. Maybe a pitch to drive out to right center there. Ooh, good timing on the heater, but very well located. Here is the 1-2. Curveball down, 2-2. With 2 on. And 22 pitches in for Mike Burrows. And that's a pitch that hung. Gleyber Torres drives that into the gap. We're going to try to stretch this to 3. How many times do you get an opportunity for a triple? No, we're not. I mean, that's literally insane. We're also going to try to win the game, right? Gleyber's out. Hey, what a moment. What a moment. We go up 10-9.
Up next for the Astros.
Gleyber was never getting 3 there, but it is another extra base hit for him. Pete Fairbanks on for the save. You got Nick Prado down 1-2. And this is a little pop fly. That's actually going to drop in here for a hit. Baez with the janitor throw up the first baseline. We're tied.
Up next for the Astros. The designated
And maybe if we let Gleyber just settle for 2, maybe he gets driven in, and we're not tied right now. Pete Fairbanks has blown the save. 10-10. Ground ball to Gleyber. Gonna throw to first. And we are on to the bottom of the 9th. And now
the Cardinals.
Gleyber will get another opportunity. Hitting 400 to start. Runners on first and second. He's got a chance to win it. This was our big free agent signing at the plate. He's got 4 hits today, and he's hitting 400 to start the year. I mean, it's so early. I get it. We played 4 games. This is game number 5, and Gleyber has a fast swing, a little bit early on that fastball. Come on, Gleyber. Pitch to hit. Gleyber early on the cutter. It's headed for the stands, and it will reach there. You've honestly got to just sit back a little bit, but it's hard to do that on the inside part of the plate. You want to turn those around. Gleyber early on the cutter just gets a piece. 1-2, looking for the 5-hit day. Can still hit for the cycle. Although not really, because the game would end if he had a triple, because the runner on second would score, so that's not possible. But he can have a 5-hit day. And he's making Robert Stevenson work. This is pitch number 7. Come on, Gleyber. Win it. Oh, he's on it. That's a cutter that got down the middle, just pulled foul. Come on, Gleyber. Whoa, cutter up. Said cutter weird. Cutter. Cut piece up. Gleyber, good timing, fouls it back. Cutter working right toward the heart of the plate. That was pitch number 9. We'll do the 2-2 again. There's pitch number 10. We will see an 11th. First slider of the at-bat. Oh my goodness. Fastball. Fouled down the third base line. Second fastball of the at-bat. We got to expect the cutter here. Seen one splitter, though.
That's a ball.
That is another ball. 3-2. Here's pitch number 13 for Gleyber Torres. Grounded to third. Tagged to get the lead runner, and then on to first for the out. A lot of battle for Gleyber, who got taken out for a pinch runner, and the Astros win. No way, dude. Pedro Pajes 2 for 5 with a homer. Ivan Herrera 3 for 5. Kenley Jansen picks up the win. We had some pitches to hit. I mean, yes, great at bat because we extended it. We made him work. But we got some pitches to hit and did not hit them. And unfortunately, we lost 5 in a row after our opening day win. We lost the series to the Phillies. We're outscored pretty badly. Narrow losses to these Astros, but back-to-back shutouts against the White Sox. And we could win the series in sweep style. It's a weird way. We could just sweep them. We win the series either way. If we beat them on this Sunday. We should set scouting, though. Do want to discover, but let's check out the top prospects. Will Meredith, 22-year-old starter. A lot of these guys expected to have up to 99 potential. I really feel pretty good about our starters. I'm looking for impact bats. Chris Valdez looks absolutely incredible. And he's not even 5'7". Honestly, I feel like if we want... Yeah, there's a 5'11 starter expected to go number 1 overall. If we want to do well in the draft, I think we need to look for 5'7" players. Like, those guys are good. Deion Lindsay looks pretty good, but we really need you to be 5'10" and 18 years old. Like Carlos Santana, also legendary name, probably good. The shorter, the better. 5'10". I mean, Nicholas Arrojo looks like a generational player, pretty much, but we'll see what it looks like. I'm excited to scout those guys, and we'll see if we can sweep the White Sox. Well, we're in good position to. Bottom 9, 1 out. Tying run is in scoring position. We need Fairbanks to be a little bit more consistent. Now, you can see our pitching. 13th in team ERA. A huge change to where we were last season. Again, it's so early,
Up next for the White
but
Sox,
it is encouraging.
left fielder, Andrew.
Need a couple outs from Fairbanks.
Hee-haw!
Fastball at the top of the zone. Maybe just missed. No challenge from Benintendi. Went right back to it, and how do you not go right back to it again?
Ball 1.
Just got to get that up, make Benintendi chase.
Ball.
2-2. Finally, the changeup. Beautiful action. Great location. Benintendi spoils it. He does the same with a slider. Back to the heater. Strike 3. Blown by him at 98. Pete loves it. And he is 1 out away from a save. And a Cardinals win. And a sweep over the White Sox.
Right.
We don't care who we're playing, right? A win is a win. Any way you can get these, they all count the same. Gotta locate that a little bit better. We're gonna go back to the heater. In on the hands of Sosa, but he stays alive. Just can't locate that slider. 2-2. And this changeup is it's not going to be a great pitch righty-righty.
That's the ball.
Don't love a walk here. Puts the winning run on.
Ball 4. Take your base.
But the fastball misses, and Lenin Sosa works the walk to bring up Willie Castro.
Third baseman,
Hitting 290 this year.
Castro.
Hurry.
Strike 1. This is where the changeup could potentially eat, though. Strike 2. Show me strike 3.
Ball 1.
Good take from Castro, and Fairbanks getting a little bit fatigued here. Here's pitch number 20. Fly out to left. We are there. We are under it, and we have swept the White Sox. Not that impressive. It is the White Sox, but it's tough to sweep any team, and we've done just that. Nelson Velasquez played today in homer, but guess who also did? Gleyber Torres, 2 for 5 with a home run, 4 ribbies. What a start to this season for him. Victor Scott, 3 for 4 with a double. Ivan Herrera, 3 for 4. Mason Wynn also doubled. You can see pitching. Andre Palante got lit up. But the bullpen was great. Efros did allow a run. Not a clean inning for him, but Fernandez, Armstrong, Banda, all shut down. Trying to bring those bring that team ERA down and their individual ERAs down in the process. Allowed a homer to Brooks Baldwin and a double. That's not great, but we'll take another win. Gleyber Torres off to just an absolutely unbelievable start, but this was the type of player we thought he could be. However, the Yankees might be a different challenge. We do take a game off of them. Hoping for a bit more. And these are the games you need to win in the series. Ivan Herrera has an 11-game hit streak. Very, very different from where he was last year. Glaber has homered in this game. And, you know, we're still near the bottom of the league in runs scored and on base. Hitting some more homers at least. Our pitching is a lot better. And Ivan Herrera against Abner Uribe is a tough, tough matchup. But he's done it before. If he wants to keep this 11-game hit streak alive, he needs contact here. If he wants us to win this game, he needs contact here. Hitting near 330 to start the year. Pitch to hit, ground ball up the middle. This could be a single for Herrera, and he's out. Nearly managed to get it up the middle, and then nearly managed to leg it out. We are down by 2. Pedro Pajes at the plate. He is hitting 263. Uribe has, you know, set us down pretty easily and has won the Brewers the game as Pedro Pajes flies out. Annoying. Glaber did homer, though. Like, he's a star. And 2 RBIs. Like, that's the whole point of why I'm liking him in that 2 spot. If he's going to show off this power, you know, we want him in a position where he can, you know, drive in multiple runners. And we will check out scouting. We're 6-8. That's not that bad. If we can hover around 500, that would be okay. Our defense and speed has really gone way down, unfortunately. That's interesting. I wonder why that could be. It's still such an early time to, you know, talk about these stats, but Mason went off to a great start. Fairbanks has been unreal. Glaber's average has come down quite a bit, but 271 still pretty good. It's just it must have been quite a cold streak for him. Although it doesn't appear to be. Just couldn't keep up that 400 average. If he can consistently be like 270, that's fine. Kyle Leahy struggled a little bit. Clark Schmidt has been awesome. Herrera has been awesome. Not awful from Liberatore. McGreevy's been pretty good. Weatherholt's been okay. I don't know if he's the perfect leadoff man. Gorman's been on fire, hitting 284 homers to start the year. Victor Scott already has 2 home runs. If you look at his numbers last year, he had 4. So he's off to a heck of a start. So I'm liking that. Rainiel Rodriguez is not exactly lighting up AAA pitching. Armstrong's been pretty bad in general. And Josh Baez, outside of one swing on opening day, has been vicious. Bonda hasn't been great. Jones struggling at AAA. The numbers for Bryant Beach, though, pretty good. Through 32 at-bats at AA, he's hitting 500 with 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 2 steals. His OPS is 1437. He's not walking, but he's also hitting a lot. Pretty good start for Bryant Beach. In terms of scouting, Will Meredith looks pretty good. Chris Valdez looks pretty good. Need to know more when those guys are close to like 100%. I think we're picking at like 4th. I think that could be true. Yeah, we have number 4, number 70, or number 42, number 71. So we should be able to do pretty well in the draft. I'm certainly excited for that. And Josh Baez has a chance here to break out of this slump. Does have a hit today. Bases loaded. Bottom 8, 1 out. He's got a chance off of Miguel. Do we want to call Bryant Beach or promote him to AAA? Maybe. I don't know if I'd call him Barry Bonds when he's not walking at all. It's a just over 2% walk rate. Baez is really struggling. Was off to a great start with the call-up last year. Not really off to a great start this year, and that's 101. Right by Baez. That's what the Baez stands for, is right by him, unfortunately. Trevor Megill throws gas, though. Tough pitcher to do anything off of. If we can just hit it to the outfield, get a run in, that's a win. No double play. Hopefully the run is not out at home. But we just can't catch up to the fastball. It's unbelievable here coming in at 100. We can't touch it. And he went to the curveball. We made contact. Not good enough. No chance to score there. And Baez has his struggles continue. Do we want to pinch hit and take Jordan Walker out of this game? We've got Nelson Velasquez on the bench. We're looking at clutch rating here, which if we go to the quick menu, we can't check any of that. 59 clutch. So Jay-Z's got 53. Yoel Pozo 58. Prieto 39. It's going to be Jordan Walker, your former top prospect for a reason. Awful start to the year. But this is a big moment. Hitting under 100 with runners in scoring position this year. He got out in front of that fastball, though. A little bit early. Learn from Baez, who is consistently late. Knuckle curve misses, 2-1. A walk would work as well. 3-1. Pedro Pages on deck has really struggled with runners in scoring position this year. But Megill has walked in Gorman. We are down by 1. That will end his day as they go to Abner Uribe. Pages hitting 286 on the year. That's great. But his numbers with runners in scoring position have been putrid. Small sample size is what we can attribute that to. Ben Tad. Thanks for the prime sub. That was the pitch to hit. That's going to be the best pitch we get all at bat. Slider that was kind of near the middle of the plate.
Ball one.
I don't know if we can expect more, unfortunately. Would love a walk.
Nope.
Would love a walk. That is a tough slider to take. It's been 3 straight sliders for Uribe on Pages. How about another? 3-1. Victor Scott on deck does not have a hit with runners in scoring position this year. I don't know how many opportunities that is. Finally, the fastball. We were willing to take that after 3 straight sliders out of the zone. Here's a 3-2. Big pitch. Fastball's popped up. That will end the scoring threat. I mean, we're right there, but it may not be enough. Although Glaber's got a chance here. Victor Scott has made it to second base. What a start to the year for Victor Scott. And who else would you want up right now? Gleyber Torres, another game with a homer. He's been incredible to start. Base hit ties the game. Only 1 out here. We've got a chance. Also, if we can get Victor Scott to third base, that could be big. That slider breaking right across the middle of the zone. Didn't quite get there.
That's a ball.
Sinker down. If we can just pick a pitch to run on. Make Uribe at least consider it. If we can get him to disengage again, we might be able to steal third for free, essentially. But we don't want to take the bat out of Glaber's hands. Obviously, you wouldn't, but I'm saying you don't want to take the runner out of scoring position with Gleyber up at the plate. Hal Liddy, thanks for the Tier 1 gift. Here's the 2-1. Pretty hittable pitch that time. 3-2. Gorman on deck has had a great start to the year. We're going to try to take third with Scott. Gleyber pops up. You better get back to second, Victor. Just needed to hit it on the ground. We might have had a chance to score Scott. As crazy as that sounds. I mean, obviously had to swing at that. Good timing. Just couldn't do enough with it. Now we need a hit. Gorman is 2 for 4. And he smokes this to center. Think it's going to be an easy catch, though, and it is. Brewers win. We got some pretty good swings off on Uribe, who's obviously really tough. The fact that Victor Scott had a 3-hit day with multiple extra base hits is awesome. Liberatore takes the loss, but I think that's actually a decent start. 5 innings, 3 earned. That's not bad for him. As Brandon Sproat, former Mets top prospect, just dominated our lineup. Brutal stuff. And now we're playing the Mets. Pete Fairbanks against Dairon Blanco. I actually like us in that matchup. We're 20th in home runs. That's okay. So, I mean, the long ball is showing up a little bit for us. But, you know, all like the on-base numbers are just awful. Fastball by Blanco. I mean, this is not who they want up right now. He pops up. Gorman should be able to make a play on this. And he does. I mean, Fairbanks is pitching a lot for us because he's been awesome. So this should be a win over the Mets. And it is. Love to see that. 4-2. Weatherholt 2 for 4 with a triple. Clark Schmidt came out and dominated. 6 hits and a walk, but 6 strikeouts in those 6 innings. Only 1 earned. Mason Wynn, 2-hit day. Victor Scott with another extra base hit. And maybe, just maybe, Joshua Baez starting to find it. 2 for 4 with a ribby. Pete Fairbanks picks up his 4th save of the year. And we just beat a very good Mets team. A very good Mets team. Before losing the series, unfortunately. And I think that's going to be a pretty good place to call it. We have these players pretty well scouted. Now, Nicholas Araujo, I don't know what the potential is, but the bat looks pretty good. Chris Valdez, switch hitter, high potential. Will he get to us at 4? He can play third and first. Competition with Bryant Beach maybe, but he looks incredible. Will Meredith, maybe a bit of a different story. But Chris Valdez, very intriguing. You know, I think about the players that go really high in these franchise drafts, and a lot of the time, it's starting pitching. So is there a chance that one of these big-time bats gets to us? Because as our pitching has improved, our bats are still struggling. Maybe we simulate to the next week. Joshua Baez starting to really find it. 3 for 4, the homer. But you can see, I mean, our team rankings were down at 28th in home runs now. 30th in stolen bases. 29th in runs. 29th in on base.
Now
We
batting,
need
left fielder,
impact
number
bats.
22.
We really, really do. And Baez, we're just constantly late on any fastball. Try to let it travel. Try to let it get deep in the zone. Are we going to be able to pick up a triple here? I mean, maybe. We're down 14-4. The outcome is ultimately decided. Are you really going to celebrate a triple? Tit for the cycle. A little bloop single there. But in a game where you lose by 10, maybe best to not hit for the cycle in this spot. But that outcome has certainly been decided. Baez with a 4-hit day, though. Kyle Leahy got lit up again. Didn't even make it out of the second inning. Mets had 19 hits. With everyone on the Mets homered in that game. Leahy, unfortunately, really struggling. We're actually going to jump in for this one as well. Bonda with the bases loaded. Chance to really beat the Mets here. And yeah, I mean, maybe Bryant Beach ends up getting streamlined if we're making some type of a run. I'd still like to see him develop a bit in the minors rather than just say he's off to a hot start. This could be a tough play. Maybe not. What a play at short. Oh, we're actually going to keep things tied. So we return to simulating. And your Cardinals got the win. Pedro Pajes with a homer. Didn't get many hits in this game. With 8. Not that it's a totally small number, but I guess we got them when they counted. Big time win. I want to make it to the next scouting period, but what an effort over the Mets. 4-game series, we won multiple games. We lose 10-7 to the Rockies. We dropped 2 in a row to the Rockies. We're 11-16, but we're on better pace, I believe, than we were last year. Our projected wins is 68. That's not amazing. And I'm still liking what I'm seeing from Chris Valdez. He's fully scouted. That potential can change. But a switch-hitting bat like him looks like it'd be very, very rare to find. He's 22 years old. He's going to be close to big league ready. That's some exciting stuff. It is. And I maybe I will leave him in for another week to get that motivation to sign up in case we end up with a chance to draft him. The power for Dion Lindsay looks absolutely terrible. Maybe we'll simulate to next Sunday without playing a game. We'll just straight sim. Kyle Leahy, he needed shoulder inflammation. We're going to put him on the 15-day IL. I do want to get to the point where we can fix our lineups. Unfortunately, Leo Bernal expected to miss 1 to 2 months with a torn finger ligament. Nathan Church injured as well. Linares is hurt. Ty Pete is hurt. Some of these are not major. Spencer Jones, blister. Quinn Matthews, strained hamstring. These are not huge injuries, but they are injuries nonetheless. And I will give you the Bryant Beach update. As you see, the Mason win numbers are great. I mean, Pete Fairbanks has been so good. The average keeps coming down for Glaber. And Schmidt's getting hit a little bit too. Ivan Herrera has been awesome. And JJ Weatherholt, I mean, man, he just, I don't know if he can be our leadoff guy for very much longer. Is it ever Victor Scott? He keeps getting slower, and the bat's not getting any better, but man, this guy's suddenly hitting. And he's got such great speed. Has he stolen a base yet? I mean, he hasn't had a lot of opportunities. He keeps getting extra base hits. 5 homers, 6 doubles, 2 triples. 0 stolen bases. Is so strange. Baez is starting to get hot, but what you all want to see. Bryant Beach. Coming back down to earth a little bit. Still hitting 381. 4 homers. Vision going up slightly. Discipline going up slightly. I think he needs a lot more time. But the walk rate's improved. The on base is 431 and he's slugging 619 like he's Rey Mysterio. Shout out. There were some calling for a Liam Doyle call-up preseason. Well, it's getting rocked at AA. 635. Bryant Beach is going crazy, though. In April, 376, 19 RBIs, and over 100 at-bats. Blaze Jordan raking. Maybe working towards a call-up. But we do need another pitcher. And Quinn Matthews is getting shelled. Mick Abel's been good. He's kind of that next guy up. A lot of our starters are not doing well. So Mick Abel is going to get moved to the MLB rotation for now. That's not going to change too much anywhere else. It's just going to be like quick fixes, like Jerpy into the rotation at AAA. And we will turn to Mick Abel to make a start or two. He was a big signing or a big trade for us. Hasn't really panned out to this point. But Dion Lindsay, no power, but the contact is really good. Speed looks like it's going to be pretty good. Defense might be okay. And I still feel incredibly strongly about Chris Valdez. Carlos Santana, not bad either, to be honest. Not bad either. So we'll see about these guys. 5'10", 6'2" for Valdez. That could be a red flag. 6'2" for Dion Lindsay. I don't know if we want that type of size in our team with the way a lot of this works. But Next, we got a pretty good idea on Carlos Santana. We'll change the prospect. Again, I'm not really looking too much at starting pitching, just because I feel like we're going to be pretty good there. But again, we'll see. I keep simulating a lot more than I plan to, but I'm really excited about these prospects. And we keep winning a lot of these games in simulation. Liberatore, forearm tightness, he's going to be okay. And this is truly the last update. We are 6-4 in our last 10, 18-22 overall. We're pushing that projection back up and moving in the right direction. Chris Valdez is still the guy. Dion Lindsay appears to be great. Again, the power may never develop, but the contact is so good. The discipline looks like it's going to be great. The vision, the clutch, all great. If we can, Chris Valdez is the guy. If we can't, obviously we'll pivot in a different direction. But that's going to do it for this opening day episode. It may be a long one. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.